This is an 1830s slave cabin that is up on Airbnb.
And it's not the only one.
Hey beautiful people, how you doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video we want to talk about Airbnb, like literally Airbnb. Just hold on. So on TikTok, this man went on TikTok to call Airbnb out for literally listing a slave cabinet as an Airbnb stay. You heard that right, like literally people are renting an original slave cabinet where slaves were kept doing the slavery and all that, and people are actually staying there and living their best life. And this has caused a lot of conversation because it's deep, with black people in America living every day and being reminded of being a slave, and then you're renting a slave cabinet in the original slave cabinet. Like, make it make sense. So like I said, this caused a lot of conversation and got a lot of reaction from people. Anyway guys, I need you guys to see this video and then we'll talk.
This is not okay in the least bit. And I know there's going to be somebody that says, oh, you're looking for controversy where it doesn't exist. No, this is an 1830s slave cabin that is up on Airbnb as a bed and breakfast. How do I know that this is slave quarters other than just using my eyes and looking at it? Well, they say it in the listing. This particular structure, the Panther Burn Cabin, is an 1830s slave cabin from the Panther Burn Plantation. How is this okay in somebody's mind to rent this out? A place where human beings were kept as slaves. Rent this out as a bed and breakfast. Here it is. That's it right there. The slave quarters next to the big house. It's in Greenville, Mississippi. That's the host, Brad, the super host. But what really kills me is reviews. Memorable. Highly recommend watching the sunset. We stayed in the sharecropper cabin and ate in the main house. Enjoyed everything about our stay. The cottage, the history, the tour, the breakfast, and all was great. We stayed in the cabin and it was historic but elegant. A slave cabin is elegant. What a delightful place to step into history, Southern hospitality, and stay a night or two. Cool spot, way better than a hotel. Maybe you're thinking, okay, maybe this will give people insight on how enslaved people had to live, their living conditions. No, not at all. Clawfoot tub, running water, tile, nice lighting fixtures, water, towels, dresser. The history of slavery in this country is constantly denied, and now it's being mocked by being turned into a luxurious vacation spot.
Yeah, that was correct. You saw that clearly. What just got me thinking is even the people that was leaving those comments, the reviews for it, like, oh, I had a good, like, who raised you guys? Anyway, this caused a lot of rage from the black community, and even some white folks even chimed on it. Anyway guys, go ahead and hear what the black folks have to say.
1830s slave cabin that is up on Airbnb as...
So it first started with having plantation weddings. Now they're using slave cabins as Airbnbs. And then the reviews underneath the Airbnb, where white people are like, it was historic. I got to watch the sun set and rise from a slave cabin. It's the disrespect for our ancestors that bothers me so much. It's bad enough that America doesn't teach our history accurately, but to make a mockery of what our ancestors went through and then still profit off of the pain of our ancestors. But white privilege doesn't exist. Racism doesn't exist. It's in the past.
Memorable. Highly recommend watching the sunset. We stayed in the sharecropper cabin.
So you notice how all those reviews is white people, right? Because ain't no way a black person gonna come across property on Airbnb where the description literally says 1830s slave cabin and say, oh, that's the perfect vacation spot. And then I got the nerve to say, we stayed in the sharecropper cabin and had dinner in the main house. y'all are going to hell in a handbasket with gasoline draws on, first class.
For me, it's even the lady that admitted that she has stayed in one of these. Well, like, why would you even stay one of these? Like, and she was like, oh, I was shocked when I found that, like, they're making the slave cabin now luxurious. Luxury slave cabin. This doesn't sit right. So right now, as per now filming this video, that listing has been taken down Airbnb because the backlash they were getting. And guess what? That is not the only slavery historical building or cabinet that is tied to slavery that is still up on Airbnb. Go ahead and check out this video.
This is an 1830s slave cabin that is up on Airbnb.
And it's not the only one. Not by a long shot. So after watching this creator's video, I decided to do some research of my own in Virginia, where I live, and the surrounding states, to see if any other historical listings raised some red flags. Now, while I can't definitively say that these listings were former, what I will say is that they definitely raised some red flags. So, starting off strong, we have this place, which doesn't even try to hide what it was. And at Iden, the host asks you to step back in time to the elegance of a 19th century Virginia plantation house, luxuriously restored and furnished with period antiques. Next on the list is the Magnolia House, which is both a historical property and conveniently located near Thomas Jefferson's Monticello and James Monroe's Ashland Highland. And at this estate, they provide you with a somewhat authentic, historically distorted 18th century farm experience. Another interesting listing is the Riverview at Belmead Farm. Belmead Farm is a beautiful, multi-generational, 106-acre property overlooking the James River that was previously owned by Randolph Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson's brother. In the same vein is the historic Mount Lebanon, listed in Kentucky, and known famously for being built by the second governor of Kentucky, James Garrard, in 1785. And believe it or not, it's still owned by the family members. The same family members that are still making a profit off of this awful estate. If none of those listings suit your fancy, you can also stay here at the Green Springs Plantation, in a historic home dating to around the late 1700s. And don't worry, they want their guests to enjoy all the charm its age brings with it. Now, if none of those were bad enough, here listed is a cozy and private riverfront cabin. Oh, okay, right, my head's in the... Yeah, cozy and private. Voted coolest Airbnb in Virginia. This cabin, originally built in the 1800s, was moved to its current location in the 1970s. It offers old school charm and modern comfort. This cabin. But if that one isn't rustic enough, you can always stay at the Tobacco Barn, which has now been converted to a one-room guest house. Yeah, please be aware of where you're staying and who you're giving your money to on Airbnb.
Yes, guys, you guys are not seeing double. Anyway, guys, for me, I don't even know what type of person would want to go and sleep in such place that has so much energy. Like, when I mean energy, not even in a good way, so much negative energy. Why would you even want to go and rest your head there? Like, what do you want to experience? I don't understand. Why would you? And then the people even renovating it and using it, like, can you just let it go? This is 2022. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section. I would like to read your thoughts on this issue. What do you think about it? Do you think, like, it doesn't mean, for me, like, they shouldn't have done it anyway? But it's fine for you to not agree with me. Go ahead and leave your thoughts down in the comment section, and let's just discuss about this. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and share this video if you want somebody to join in the conversation. Okay, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.